I'd like to call to order the September 8th meeting of the Shelby Township Planning Commission. I'll ask the secretary to call the roll, please.
Mr. Deschaux?
Here.
Mr. Long?
Here.
Ms. Baker?
Here.
Ms. Casali? Here. Mr. Turner?
Here.
Mr. Pone?
Here.
Mr. Luray?
Here.
Chairman Moffett, we have a quorum.
Great, thank you. First item is approval of the agenda.
So move.
Support.
It's moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next item is approval of the minutes from the August 25th meeting.
So moved. Support.
Support.
Supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. First item substantively is a correspondence from the City of Rochester Hills. I'll ask the planner to comment.
Thank you, Chairman. The City of Rochester Hills has completed their draft master plan, and they are just providing notification that it's available to be viewed on their website. I did take a look at their map and their future land use map. It is still consistent with the zoning districts with the township, so no major changes in that respect that would affect Shelby Township.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the planner? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Moore.
I move to receive and file the notice of Rochester Hills draft master plan.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carries. Next, site plan number 25-20, Andrew Fulton for Quadrants Development. Is the petitioner here? If you want to come up, state your name and address, what you're proposing and your reasons for it, please. Okay.
Good evening. My name is William Clark. I'm with Quadrants Development, 49140 Wixom Tech Drive, Wixom. This is Mr. Nick Griffin. He's the managing member and owner of Puck Masters. He's our client here this evening, and he has a few words he'd like to say.
Okay, great.
First, appreciate it. Once again, Nick Griffin with Puck Masters, managing member and owner. Just a brief history so you can get...
Can I get your address too, please?
Yeah, it's 50950 Wixom
Great.
in Century Court in Wixom. And I just wanted to provide a little bit of context to who we are. I guess, first of all, is there any hockey families amongst the board here? Great. And if you're not hockey, I'm sure there's some athletics.
No pandering to the board, please.
So just a quick brief history. We're a real ice hockey training facility in Wixom. We've been in operation since 2009. This proposal for the site plan approval would be our second location. We're very excited to bring it to Shelby Township. I have a brother that lives here, grew up on the east side. We want to bring hockey training to this area. So we specialize in real ice training. We have off-ice amenities, including gyms, a shooting lane, hockey treadmill, and also a cognitive room. We call it our Mind Lab. So the facility can be used more than just for hockey athletes, but it's really meant to be ingrained in the community, be a beautiful site, and welcome any hockey players or non-hockey players. So just wanted to say we're very excited to bring it to the community. I was looking at your top priorities there. It maybe ties a little bit to number 8, development of Auburn Road. I know it doesn't fall within Ryan and DeQuinder, but you'll hear more about the project specifically from Mr. Bill Clark. So just wanted to say appreciate the opportunity. We're very excited to get site plan approval. Our ambition is to have it open by August of next year. In order for us to hit that date, we're shooting for a November groundbreaking event. And with that, I just wanted to pass out some stickers so you remember us when we're at your doorstep, hopefully in a year from now. Thank you very much for your time.
So again, I'm with Quadrants Development. We'll be the developer on the project. We've been located in the Wixom area for about 30 plus years, and Livonia prior to that. So our project is, in round numbers, about a 36,000 square foot dual ice rink facility with off-site training amenities, as Mr. Griffin mentioned. There'll be an upstairs mezzanine for viewing for parents and whoever comes to see their young child practice or play. They specialize mainly in taking an average player and making them as good as they're able to be. So my own children have been at Nick's facility in Wixom, and so if some child is good in sports and has not afraid to be cold and wants to be a hockey player, that's a good place to go. So we received preliminary site plan approval back in early August. We answered all of the questions that we were asked on the letter. And the only thing that came up on the final review that we didn't have on the first review, which isn't a big deal, was the mention of an ordinance where the area we're in requires or could require brick on the front face. We're proposing a product called burnished block, which, if you're not familiar with burnished, it's a high-end block that almost has a sheen to it. I did bring a sample this evening if anyone would care to. You can just... So what we're passing around is a sample of the burnished block and then the metal siding that would be used. But when the block is up, it has the appearance of almost a marbly look. It's a sheen to it. It's very high-end block. So with that, is there any questions I can answer for anyone on the Planning Commission?
First, we'll start with the planner's comments. Turn it to the board.
Thank you, Chairman. So as Mr. Clark indicated, we had reviewed this site plan preliminarily. They've addressed all the comments that were listed in your review as well. The only thing, like he said, was the comment about the brick. From what I understand, this material is like an oversized brick per se. This is not uncommon for these types of structures. I think it's very attractive now that I see what it is, and I don't have any objections to what they're proposing.
Okay, great, thank you. Mr. Long, do you have a question?
Be playing games in there as well, or just training?
Occasionally, they'll have 3-on-3s. Nick, do you want to address this, please?
I appreciate the question. Something unique about our training facility, we specialize in small group and private training. However, a big piece of training nowadays is gameplay. Just let the kids be kids and let them be creative and not be overly coached. So we do 3v3, both gameplay drop-ins, and I didn't mention we have a partnership with a local hockey association that will be using us as a dedicated training ground. And for those that are in the hockey community, there's a big push following the American development model, small area games, and their ambition is to really grow their 8 and under program on our size ice that lends itself really well. So typically if you go to a full-size ice rink, you'll see either half ice gameplay for 8 and under or cross ice. Our ice rinks are perfectly sized to kind of mimic that, but in an ice rink complete feel where it doesn't look like they're playing a little bit of controlled chaos. It's a reduced size rink and does lend itself for the gameplay. So that's 5v5 for 8 and under, and then we'll go 3v3 as old as players want to come see us, including beer league.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Apone.
move to approve site plan number 25-20 Andrew Fulton Quadrants Development LLC, 5849 and 5881 Auburn Road, parcel number 23-07-33-152-006 and 23-07-33-152 2025-152-007, located north of West Utica Road, east of Auburn Road, parcel Puckmaster Hockey Training Facility, subject to submission of all revised site plans addressing all department and site plan review comments.
Support.
Moved by Pone, supported by Larray. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Commissioner Pone?
Yes.
Commissioner Larray?
Yes.
Commissioner Deschamps?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Casale?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Good luck.
Thank you, members of the Planning Commission. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you as well. Much appreciated. We're excited.
let the record reflect that Mr. Turner is a little
I'm
quiet.
here, and I
Although-
vote
Although
yes.
quiet, had no questions, he is here and voted yes. Next item is a public hearing for site plan, special land use number 25-11, Mohammed Khan. Ask the secretary to read the notices published.
Charter Township of Shelby, notice of public hearing. Notice is hereby given that the Planning Commission for the Charter Township of Shelby, Macomb County, Michigan, has received a request for approval of a site plan special land use. Applicant Muhammad Khan, MD, Alamergur, LLC, I apologize, 940 West Avon Road, Suite A, Rochester, Michigan, 48307, proposed use, office building and retail building with drive-through. Location 51921 Van Dyke Avenue, located south of 24 Mile Road on the west side of Van Dyke Avenue. Site plan SLU 25-11, Sidwell number 23-07-16-426-016. Legal description is as follows, as printed. The Planning Commission will meet on Monday, September 8th, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the Shelby Township Municipal Building, Boardroom, 52700 Van Dyke Avenue, Shelby Township, Michigan, 48316, 586-726-7243, for the purpose of holding a public hearing on the site plan special land use request. The application for the site plan special land use may be examined at the Planning and Zoning Department in the municipal building Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Written comments may be submitted to the Planning Commission at the above address prior to the hearing. Oral comments will be heard during the public hearing. This notice is provided pursuant to the requirements of Michigan Public Act 110, 2006 as amended. Shelby Township Planning Commission, Jerome Moffett, Chair, Raquel Moore, Secretary. This was published in the Shelby Utica News on August 20th, 2025. There were 68 property owners, and 2 applicants were notified by first-class mail on August 19th, 2025.
Thank you. To the attorney, did the publication meet all the legal requirements?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then can you explain the uses under the current zoning and whether this special land use request is appropriate?
Sure. So this property is zone C2 and O2. O2 is the service office district, and permitted uses in that district include professional office buildings. The C2 district is the linear retail district, which is designed to accommodate the neighborhood and local needs of the township residents. In a C2 district, special land use is required for drive-through fast food restaurants if it's abutting a single-family residential zone. So therefore, applicant's special land use request is proper here.
Great, thank you. To the secretary, did you receive any correspondence on this?
Yes, we did, Mr. Chair. We received 3 pieces of correspondence this evening that we received. One is in full support of the applicant's plans. That's Mr. Bergler. And then Mr. and Mrs. York and Miss Romano, they're asking if the subject property could be relocated, the actual drive could be relocated or moved. And there's concern about some noise with the dumpsters where they're placed and engine noise and whatnot.
Okay, thank you. The format for the public hearing will be as follows. The petitioner will come up, state what they're requesting and their reasons for it. I'll then bring it back to the board to ask any questions or offer comments on what's being proposed. I will then open it up to the public, and anyone is welcome to offer their thoughts or ask any questions. I'll gather those questions, and then at the end, bring the petitioner back up to address the the items that are raised. This isn't a debate, it's more of a fact-finding exercise for us, for this body, to make a decision on what we recommend to the full board, who will make the ultimate decision on what's being requested. At this time, if the petitioner is here, again, anyone who speaks this evening, name and address, and then make sure you sign in after you're done speaking.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Planning Commission members. I'm Ron Chiesa. I'm here with Mario Chiesa. We're with R.A. Chiesa Architects. Our client is Dr. Mohammed Khan. He would like to build a retail building as well as an office medical in the back. He's got 2.72 acres. As was mentioned, it's located halfway between 23 Mile and 24 Mile on the west side of Van Dyke. He's got 105 feet of frontage. The retail building is proposed with a drive-through tenant. The building is designed for potentially up to 5 tenants. So because of that drive-through, we have to ask for special land use. It's pretty standard operation. We've done it before in the community. So again, this would be a smaller user. This is not one of the national fast food. He doesn't have a tenant yet, but every retail building that we design typically has a drive-through, whether it's a pizza place or a sub shop. Everyone wants a drive-through. Every building today, retail-wise, typically has a drive-through tenant. The office and that retail building is 8,200 square feet, so the average unit size is like 1,650 square feet. The office building would be located to the west. It's just under 10,000 square feet. Again, it's set up for 5 users. The site is designed with cross-access parking between both buildings. We've met or exceeded your landscape requirements for the entire development. We've got a lot of green areas, probably more green areas than what's in the adjacent areas around the building. All of our rooftop units will be screened by the building design, so that will be covered. The retail building will feature brick and stone and ground face block or burnished block. The previous guest was kind enough to bring a sample, so you're all kind of aware what it is. It is a high-end product. It's the most expensive decorative block that's out there. So most clients don't really want to use that product because of the cost, but it is a nice product. The office building would be combined with 2 different bricks and stone across the front on that, and I'm sure you've all seen the elevations. You want to pop up the elevations. So this is the retail building. A lot of glass. We've got some different design aspects going. We've got black frames and black cornice details on the building, more of a contemporary style. In the office building that would be in the rear would be complementary materials to the front building so that they don't look like they're not related in some way, shape, or form. One of the bricks is actually the same on both buildings, but they're in complementary use. We've designed the office building to be a little bit lower than the retail building because it's closer to the residential district, so just to be user-friendly to that area, we've got that building down about 4 or 5 feet from the height of the retail building. The retail building height is not high, it's 25 feet. It's pretty typical for a building today. If we get a restaurant user, we would have a grease interceptor located at the retail building. That's something that would be determined later on. Just want to make note that all engineering plans will be submitted in to the community as required. The transformers for the building are all screened with landscaping.
Would you mind to see if we can get them to? Thanks.
It's like someone cutting the grass during the day, so. We've
Usually
met all your lighting.
Usually when I'm taking a nap, but yeah.
We meet all the requirements for your lighting, which is 0.5 on the residential side, nothing greater than 1 on the commercial side, so we're complicit with that. Our outdoor seating that we're showing as an option at the drive-through meets your ordinance. It's elevated 6-inch curb. It would have fencing around it for protection and visibility. Our handicap parking, there was some discussion back and forth during the review phase. We have our handicap parking at both buildings where we feel it's designed for the safest and shortest trips. At the office building, we have it located off to the side versus in the parking lot. You typically don't want to design handicap parking spaces so that you cross any aisles of traffic. That's a pretty typical thing that you want to do. As someone who cares for my mother who needs transportation with a wheelchair, I can be sympathetic to not having to dodge 2 lanes of traffic plus a drop-off zone, as well as cars going up and down another adjacent aisle. So we've located it in the safest position. Our maximum travel distance is less where we have them located, and we believe that they're in the safest location. So with that being said, I will be happy to answer any questions. As far as the special land use, I didn't want to get into the 8 standards, but I'll just quickly say that obviously a drive-through is allowed in that zoning district. It just needs to be approved by this board, and it would be standard with many drive-throughs that are in retail buildings up and down Van Dyke in your community. And we did locate it away from the residents so that the speaker volume for ordering would not be an issue. The way we've got it designed, it's all internal, so traffic stays on site. If there was any backup, it's not going to extend out into Van Dyke.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. To the board, any questions for the petitioner?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Baker.
I just had one question. So on the mock-up, it looks like there's possibly 2 drive-throughs. There's a window, or there's
There's just one.
there's an awning on both sides. So the plan is just to have one.
Yes,
And
that's
with
just aesthetics.
The flow coming in on that north, and then following back out on the south end by the pattern showing here. Is that correct?
Yeah, the drive-through lane is clearly shown. It's a long L shape.
Okay.
And the other side where the canopy's on the side of the building is just matching aesthetics of the building, so that's why it's there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none. This is the only public hearing the Planning Commission will hold on this special land use request. Your remarks will be entered into the record for Township Board evaluation. As I had mentioned before, we are a recommending body. Ultimately, the Township Board will consider our recommendation when making the final decision on this request. At this time, anyone is welcome to come up, ask any questions or offer comments. Okay. You guys can sit down. Yeah.
Sign in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank York, 7690 Southfield Drive, resident. This property is like backs up to our home. So the office in the back, we just want to request like a wall be built, just kind of a security, privacy type wall. They do that in the retail areas, but the office usually not. But because they're using the same driveway coming in, we're thinking, and plus with this retail being open, possibly 24 hours, till midnight, that sort of thing, that the main drive, both buildings are using the same drive coming in. So we want to request a wall being built for the residential properties. I don't think that's too much to ask. Also, the dumpster location on the office building in the back is 15 feet from our backyards. If they can get that to the other side of the property, would be wonderful. Drive-through, not thrilled about it, but you got the noise levels, you got the cars, the stereos, all hours of the night. You may have a 24-hour. There's no guarantee on what time frame these drive-throughs will be. There's a worst-case scenario, 24 hours, so you got that. Also with the dumpsters, you got the smell, you got rodents, you got the noise from emptying, you got the beepers from the trucks. So just, if we could get that on the other side of the property would be great and away from the the houses. Everything in that area is all office buildings. There's hardly any residential going that far off of Van Dyke down deep, with the second building in the back. So that's where we're pretty much thinking. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anyone else? Yeah. So we're happy to consider all sort of comments on the site plan. But specifically, this public hearing is regarding the special land use, and really it is the drive-through. What they're building, both the office and the retail pieces, they're allowed to do that and allowed to do it with pretty much what they're proposing. Okay, so really specifically what the exception they're looking for is the drive-through. And so I mean, really those are the comments and that we need to consider on making this request.
Good morning. Good morning. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Oh, okay. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to being in public like this. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hi, I'm Charlene Rebecca Lawrence. I'm the second house on Southfield. I've been there since 1972. I've seen a lot of growth, and a lot of it was good. Some of it was bad, but everything has its good points and its bad points. But a few issues that I wanted to touch on was, did you ever look at your township logo? What does it show? The beautiful trees. So what happens when we clear this field? Those older trees are no longer the big trees. They're gone. And they're replaced by concrete. How exciting. Concrete. And so, therefore, I just think it's kind of deterioration from what we have to begin with. I mean, this was a beautiful site, a thumbprint in Shelby Township that was country, but yet city included. When I moved here in 72, I was the city girl. My husband was the farmer, so he had to make me happy, make things go work, well, they should. And therefore, we found this house and we fell in love with it. It was a new house, and it was exactly what we wanted. And of course, as the years gone by, I've lost my husband, and things have changed. But I have been there all this time and not really changed. And some of it is that with me had surgery, a lot of surgery lately, I've been in my four walls. And those four walls get kind of boring afterwards. So all I do is get up and look out my big front room window, and what's across the street? Small game, turkeys, ducks. I mean, I've even seen turkeys toddle down the street in a group. Car comes down the road, they all separate, go their side. Car goes by, they all come back, and they go down the street together. Or they fight and work their way down the street. And, you know, when it's mating season for those males, they got to get their point across. But there's so much that is there for us to absorb, and you're eliminating it with more concrete. Think about those seniors. What are those seniors experiencing in that nursing center? They're experiencing what I'm experiencing. Only they can't go out. I can go out. But it's four walls. No one really comes to see them that much. But when they look out the window and they see the animals in nature and what they do and how they get along and stuff and who their friends and things are, it's just heartwarming to them to love that and see it and make their days go a little bit better in the whole picture. So if we could think about them before we level this ground and put this exciting another strip mall in Shelby Township, like we have all over the place. What's the possibility? I know it costs maybe a little bit more, but why not split this up a little bit? There are lots of older buildings that are not being used. They're just sitting idle. Why not give it to these contractors, and it's already zoned, so they don't have to get paid for zoning to begin with, and let them build on that property. Give them a little bit of discount on their taxes. Encouragement. Let's bring Shelby back in the older ways and not just ignore those buildings and put a new building up. Let's have the new Shelby refreshed in the old spots. Wouldn't that be unique? Okay. Most of those families on that street have been there. There are some that are still now owners of their own home. Their parents own those homes. and they're still in their homes. You're taking away the homestead, the privacy, the uniqueness of that area. So can we just think about the whole picture and not per se the dollar signs? I mean, I pay good taxes and I'm the single person in my house. Like everybody else, we all pay taxes. So could we please think about everything and not just the dollar signs? I'm not against you. I really get it. So if we put them someplace else, then there would be no per se qualms, or it would come back up again and we could refine it so that everybody could enjoy it and not just that particular area. Okay? So if anybody has any questions,
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you.
you're welcome. And you have a good day.
Did she sign in?
Oh, ma'am, could you sign in, please?
Miss? Excuse me? Charlene?
Hello, my name is Gloria Romano Manzella, and I live at 7650 Southfield Drive, Utica. And I've lived in my home since the day I was born. And I lived there with my parents, and then when my parents died, I took over the home. So I've always been there in Shelby. And I love my home, and I look out the backyard, and there's all the trees and everything, and it makes me feel like a country home. But what they're planning to do is they put the markings on the trees. They're taking all those trees out. And I'm right there on the north side, and my fence is right there, and that's where the road's going to be, that's where the dumpster's going to be. It backs up right to my fence. And like the other one said, that you're going to have the noise from the dumpsters. I have my bedroom's upstairs, it's got a balcony. I'm going to look over the fence, and there's concrete there, there's the dumpsters there. If there's no residential on the other side of the property, if there was some way on the end of the property, on the other side, or on the side, that you could put the dumpsters over there, or maybe the access road on that side, since there's already an access road, instead of putting it right there besides our fence. And I have grandchildren who play in that backyard, and my neighbor next door, they have grandchildren, but they don't have a fence there, so it goes right into that area. So they could step right, a ball could go out, they could step right over into the parking lot where the access road is. So if this goes through, if there, like Frank said, if there's some way that they could put a barrier between the property and our properties, our residential properties, because we probably wouldn't win this fight, but at least if you could, give us that, and to move the dumpsters, would help, so that at least we can live there like we always have. That's all I have.
Thank you.
And my husband's concerned about plowing, the snow plowing and that type of thing, up against the fence and stuff like that. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Anyone else wish to comment? Going once, twice. Bring it back to the board. Ask the planner for her comments.
Thank you, Chairman. So this site as well has undergone a preliminary review. The only thing that I wanted to mention that was not caught on the site plan is the trash enclosure for the office location needs to be 20 feet from the property line. Right now, along the north property line, it looks like it's about 16 in some, and then the one on the west property line, it's about 16, so or 15 on the north property line. So it does have to be moved in slightly to meet the ordinance requirement of 20 feet. But as far as the rest of the plan goes, like I said, we've done a preliminary review, and they have met all the standards in the zoning ordinance as far as that goes. Very attractive building, that they showed, glazing, nice brick all the way around on all four sides of the elevation. But that's all I have. And I've noticed as well, I know the residents had asked for a fence all the way down. It appears that some of the residential properties along that north side already have existing fences. So either they would have to move their fence 3 feet in, or they would have to work with the residents and have their fences removed to be able to put it right on the property line.
Okay. What screening's proposed right now?
Well, right now they have landscape screening that is for the office building, and then it appears that they have increased landscaping down where the commercial is, and for the drive-through, and also a fence.
Okay, thank you. Petitioner, if you want to come back and address any of the comments that were.
I just want to clarify, there's 3 homes that back up to my client's property. The first one, furthest west, has a privacy fence. The second house has a cyclone fence. The third house does not have a fence. We do have a 15-foot greenbelt buffer that has planting, grass, and trees and shrubs, so there can be no snowfall during, plowing that gets near anyone's property. We have no problems with moving the dumpster in. We've got plenty of room that we can meet that. That's not a problem at all. So, as the planner stated, we've met all of the stipulations of the ordinance, so we really would appreciate a vote yes on this so we can keep this project moving forward.
Okay, one issue that came up was moving the driveway, and I'm not saying I'm for that, but it seems like it would also make even more of a burden because traffic would be heading towards the houses if we moved down the other side for the drive-through.
We spent a lot of time because there's only 105 feet of frontage to decide where is the best access to this site. And believe it or not, having the drive closer to the residential zone property, and that the residential zone property is only about 33% of this. The bulk of it is the gas station with the property that they own behind it. That's still zoned R1C, but it's the gas station's property. It's part of their site. So the drive being on that side doesn't get into confusion with the drive that leads to the senior housing facility. If we move the driveway, if we brought the drive into the center of the property, then fire trucks and delivery vehicles would have difficulty traversing into the site. So we've set this up with the driveway running. So basically the two uses can work simultaneously and not impact each other traffic-wise. The way we've got it designed, there should be no headlight traffic to the residents. There's nobody on the north side, as far as what we're aware of, that it has developed a home. That property is zoned residential, but that's directly across from the senior housing. That's not really adjacent to us. So again, we're always sympathetic to the residential, and that's why we located the buildings closer the other way. If we flip the driveway, the buildings would actually be closer to the residential, which makes for a worse scenario. So we have tried to be sympathetic. We hear this all the time on every project, so we have to do the best we can to make this work with the nearby residential.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
What's that? No, you have one shot to offer your comments.
I disagree with the fencing.
Okay.
Cyclone fencing on anybody's property.
Okay, our recommendation this evening must be based on the following standards: compatibility with adjacent land use, consistent with and promote the intent and purpose of the special land use, compatibility with the natural environment, consistent with the capacities of public services and facilities affected by the proposed use, protect the public health, safety, and welfare, and adequacy of public access to the site. We may recommend approval of this request. We may disapprove the request. Excuse me. Or we can table this and evaluate the information further. At this time, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner Casale.
Yes, I have a question before a motion. To the planner, as far as tonight's vote is for the special land use on this property, but if the special land use is approved, then does the petitioner have to come back again for site plan approval?
No, it's all one.
It's all one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Turner.
I move to recommend approval to the Township Board for site plan special land use number 2511, Mohammed Khan, 51921 Van Dyke Avenue, located south of 24 Mile Road on the west side of Van Dyke Avenue, proposed retail building with drive-through and office building. The applicant has met or exceeded the standards presented in the Township zoning ordinance, including Section 6.5, Special Land Use Standards, Section 4.27, and Section 4.26. Revised site plans must be submitted to comply with all Planning Commission, engineering, and department comments. The site plan is approved based on the following. Number one, the proposed use of this property for the development of a retail center with a drive-through and an office building is in harmony with the appropriate and orderly development of the surrounding neighborhood and applicable regulations of the zoning district in which it is located. Two, the proposed use will not make a vehicular and pedestrian traffic no more hazardous than is normal for the district involved, taking into consideration vehicular turning movements in relation to routes of traffic flow, proximity and relationship to intersections, adequacy of site distances, location and access of off-street parking, and provisions for pedestrian traffic. 3, the proposed use is designed as to the location, size, intensity, and site layout and periods of operation of any such proposed use to eliminate any possible nuisance emanating therefrom, which might be obnoxious to the occupants of any nearby uses permitted, whether by reason of dust, noise, fumes, vibration, smoke, or lights. 4, the proposed use is such that the proposed location and height of the buildings or structures and location, nature, and height of walls, fences, and landscaping will not interfere with or discourage the appropriate development and use of adjacent land and buildings or unreasonably affect their value. 5, the proposed use relates harmoniously with the physical and economic impact of adjacent land uses as regards to prevailing shopping habits, convenience of access by prospective patrons, continuity of development, and need for particular services and facilities in specific areas of the township. 6, the proposed use offers a service for the public convenience at the proposed location. 7, the proposed use is so designated, located, planned, and to be operated that public health, safety, and welfare will be protected. And number 8, is that it? Hold on. Yeah, that number 8. The proposed use shall not cause substantial injury to the value of other property in the neighborhood in which it is to be located and will not be detrimental to existing and or other permitted land uses in the zoning district.
Is there support?
Support.
Moved by Turner, support by LeRae. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
Commissioner LeRae?
Yes.
Commissioner Pone?
Yes.
Commissioner Deschaux?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Casale?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
No.
And the chair votes yes. Good luck.
Thank you.
Next item is rezoning petition 25-21, Simon Morrow, Shelby North LLC. This is a public hearing. I'll ask the secretary to read the notice that's published.
Charter Township of Shelby, notice of public hearing. Notice is hereby given that the Planning Commission for the Charter Township of Shelby, Macomb County, Michigan, has received a request for the following rezoning. Applicant, Simon Morrow, Shelby North LLC, 48657 Hayes Road, Shelby Township, Michigan, 48315. Proposed zoning, rezoning from R1 Single Family Residential to R1B Single Family Residential. Location 13060 26 Mile Road, 23-07-02-200-028. 13110 26 Mile Road, 23-07-02-200-023. And 13152 26 Mile Road, 23-07-02-200-024. Part of vacant parcel 23-07-02-200-032. Location on the south side of 26 Mile Road, west of Shaner Road, straight rezoning 25-21. Sidwell number 23-07-02-200-028, 23-07-02-200-023, 23-07-02-200-024, and 23-07-02-200-032. Legal description is as follows, as printed in the public hearing announcement. The Planning Commission will meet on Monday, September 8th, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the Shelby Township Municipal Board Building, Boardroom, 52700 Van Dyke, Shelby Township, Michigan, 48316-586-726-7243, for the purpose of holding a public hearing on the rezoning application. The application for the rezoning may be examined at the Planning and Zoning Department in the municipal building Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Written comments may be submitted to the Planning Commission at the above address prior to the hearing. Oral comments will be heard during the public hearing. This notice is provided pursuant to the requirements of Michigan Public Act 110 of 2006 as amended. Jerome Shelby Township Planning Commission, Jerome Moffitt, Chair, Raquel Moore, Secretary. This was published in the Shelby Utica News on August 20th, 2025. There were 73 property owners, 3 applicants, and 9 utilities were notified by first-class mail on August 19th, 2025.
Great, thank you. To the attorney, did the publication meet all legal requirements?
Yes, it did.
To the secretary, did we receive any correspondence on this request?
No, we did not, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. For this public hearing will be just first what you just witnessed prior. The petitioner will come up, make a request of this, state what they're requesting of this body, their reasons for it. I'll then bring it to the board, the commissioners, to ask any questions of the petitioner. I'll then open up to the public to offer any comments or ask any questions on what's being requested. And then I'll bring the petitioner back up to answer any questions or comments that are raised at that point before we make a decision on, and again, we're a recommending body, and we'll recommend to the township board to make the final decision on this request. Is the petitioner here?
Good evening. Thank you all for having us. My name is Giovanni Morrow. I'm with Morrow Engineering, here on behalf of Simon Morrow and Shelby North LLC, the developers of the property. This is Josh with Seaver Keefe Laner.
Okay, can I get your address too, please?
Our address is 48657 Hayes Road, Shelby Township, 48315. There's 2 things on the agenda here. First is the rezoning.
We're going to do the
petition.
rezoning first.
Rezoning
and then
first.
We'll bring you back up for the
site plan. Okay, so as you heard, the current composed parcel is about 27 acres. Current zoning's R1, single family. The proposed is an R1B zoning for estate-sized lots. There's about 48 units total that are proposed. All with their state-sized lots, all with averages over lot widths of 90 feet and close to about 50.
First thing we're going to do is talk about the rezoning. 'Cause
Sure.
frankly, if we say no on the rezoning,
No problem.
We're not doing. There's not. Okay.
Okay.
So let's
Yeah,
focus why do you think the rezoning is appropriate?
So, yep, the surrounding zones they conform kind of similar with the R1B. To the west is a current R1B zoning. I believe has gone through the commission and the board for site plan approval. The property to the west, that's R1B, I think they're going through engineering now at this point. So we're looking to follow suit for the same 27 acres of R1B, again, the state-sized lots. And then to the east, you have existing dwellings that would remain R1 that are to the east of the property.
Okay. Thank you. To the board, any questions for the petitioner? Okay, hearing none, thank you. This is the only public hearing the Planning Commission will hold on this rezoning request. Your remarks will be entered into the record for Township Board evaluation. We are a recommending body, and ultimately the Township Board will consider what we decide, what we offer as a recommendation when making the final decision on this request. This time, anyone who has any questions or wishes to offer their comments are free to come up and address this body.
There's 2 items.
Yeah, the next one is the site plan, which isn't a public hearing right now. So this.
Can I look real quick here? My name's Bill Burrows. I was notified, I think you mentioned the date earlier, by the Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy Water Resource Division due to wetlands. I've been...
Can I get your address, sir?
Oh, I'm at 56301 Shaner, Shelby Township, 48315. And the back of my property comes up against what I believe I see is wetlands and a retention pond. And I've had issues with water ever since I've lived here for the past 38 years. As you may know, I went through, well, across the street from me is a huge development going on, and we had to deal with that many years ago to protect ourselves. I must be in a floodplain. I have water coming from M53 highway. I dealt with the Macomb County. They own the road, Shaner Road, and we had trouble in the beginning with the water department and sewers, water, all the utilities. And we worked it all out, and everybody's happy so far. So that's out in front of me, and now I have it behind me happening. So what happened is there's water coming from M53 highway somehow. It comes down 26 Mile. It veers across the property here. Somehow it either, I can't tell what's truly happening here, but when it's heavy rain, the following day, my property used to flood. So I got with the county, very appreciative. They came in, got me backfill. We tried to work, everything was worked out to handle the load that was coming. It starts at 2 neighbors away. There's a 40-acre bird sanctuary, if anybody's familiar. So that's all restricted. Nobody's going to play with that. And I believe that's wetlands also, which I see kind of, I believe this is a river or waterway of some sort, and that's going into that property. This water I deal with, I'm not sure if it came through here to me. Regardless, there's a natural path from the farmers, I believe, years ago, that trails through this property here, and when it backs up, it floods out the neighbors, backs up, it now crosses his backyard. I take it and put it to the street for drainage. And my only reason I'm here tonight is to make sure that I don't get flooded out again. Now I'm dealing with a big, huge retention pond back there. We're going to stack the water. I need to be clear that that's not coming my way. Okay. We've got to be, I've been notified, like I said.
Yeah. So their next step is they're going to come with a site plan. As part of the condition of their site plan is that it has to be engineered and all the water on their property has to stay on their property. That's why we pay a township engineer lots of money.
That's right. Very good.
All right. So, but to the rezoning request, because that's the item we're kind of dealing with.
Yeah, that's whatever. Everybody, it's progress. It's all out in front of me. I'm being surrounded, and I just need to deal with it. I just need to keep my home above water at this
Okay.
point.
But keeping water on their property is of a high priority of the township.
Yes, but if I could go back 35 years, it's all in the county records. There are millions of gallons coming from M53, millions of gallons. And when it's rolling, it's like a Disney ride back there. You can get in a canoe and take off. And so we've manipulated it. I've changed my property, spent lots of money to deal with the waterway. And so if there's more coming and it's further away from the natural way it was coming, I need to make sure all that's being handled.
Okay.
That's all I need.
Point's taken.
Okay. Good?
Thank you.
All right.
Can you sign in too, please?
Yes, no problem. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else wish to comment? Going once? You don't want to tell him why he's wrong? Wait till you get home. All right. That's all right. Going twice? I'll bring it back. I'll bring it. Yeah. I got 34 years of that, so okay, I got you. Thank you. Planner.
Thank you, Chairman. So as the applicant requested, they're seeking R1B single-family zoning district for this property. We have 4 different classifications for the single-family residential. This is the classification that they are seeking, is a classification that's been granted in sections 1 and 2 previously by this board and the Planning Commission. So as far as that goes, it's consistent with the master plan compatibility and our future for this area of the township. So I don't think this is out of scale for what has been granted in the past and what has been recommended by our master plan. It's consistent with that.
Okay, thank you. You guys want to come up and just promise this gentleman that you won't flood his property anymore?
Yeah, from an engineering perspective, civil engineer, PE license, all properties that are developed and being engineered, you have to contain your own water. Having a pond back there, going through the wetland process with the environmentalist in Eagle, a lot of preservation occurs, and then all the water is contained on site. It's
Okay, you're on the record. They're on the record.
You want to continue the wetlands.
I'm sorry?
The wetlands need to be, that's what I've been notified by this Department of, the Environment, Great Lakes. You know Andy Hartz?
Yeah, he's the
guy who
the director of Eagle. Yeah.
With Eagle, thank you.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm with him. I was hoping to see him here and see what he had to say about it all, but I'm on my own here. And I'll get with him to make sure because.
If tell you what, if Andy objects, they're not building.
Yeah.
So.
This is.
Stopped.
I just went through a lot in the past, and I don't want to have to.
Yeah.
All right. Thank.
I can flood that Shane around. I used to flood Shane around. I used to wash that street away.
No, I know. I get the I know.
I mean, the water, you
Yeah.
can't walk through it. It gets to be
Yep.
4 feet deep next to our house.
I wasn't quite 72, but my family's been out here since 73, so I understand the joys of Shelby Township, the challenges of Shelby Township. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Support. Moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Our recommendation this evening must be based on the following: practicality of the rezoning request and the effect on the surrounding area, the owner's right to use his land, do current growth and development patterns warrant this rezoning, is the current proposed rezoning in accordance with the master plan. We may recommend approval. We could disapprove this request, or we could table it to evaluate the information we received this evening further. Is there a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Moore.
I recommend approval to the Township Board for rezoning petition 25-21 for Simon Morrow, Shelby North LLC, 13,000, 13,060, 13,010, and 13,152, 26 Mile Road, part of vacant parcel number 23-07-02-200-032, parcel numbers 23-07-02-200-032, 23-07-02-200-200-028, 23-07-02-200-200-024, and 23-07-02-200-023, located on the south side of 26 Mile Road, west of Shaner Road, rezoning from R1 Single Family Residential to R1B Single Family Residential, based on the following. Number one, the R1B zoning classification is consistent with the predominant zoning pattern in the northeast quadrant of the community. Number two, the planned extension of sanitary sewers to this portion of the township supports an increase in density. Number three, the change is not out of scale with existing development patterns in this area of the township. Number four, the chance in zoning would provide a more uniform and consistent development pattern.
Is there support?
Support.
Moved by Moore, support by Baker. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Deschamps? Yes. Commissioner Long?
Yes.
Commissioner Casale?
Yes.
Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
Commissioner Pone?
Yes.
Commissioner Larray?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Okay, now, site plan.
Okay, ready?
No, hang on. Next item, site plan number 25-22, Simon Morrow for Shelby North LLC.
Thank you again. So the 27 acres would consist of 48 estate-side lots again. The lot widths average over 90 feet, and the lot size is approximately almost 15,000 square feet. It conforms with the R1B zoning. The site plan has designed a lot of open space in the rear for the pond, the wetland areas, and then off to the east, closer to the road as well. Site plan offers a lot of green space areas for
Can you
that.
stand up just a little closer to the mic? Yeah, thanks.
A lot of green space areas for the development. The utilities are available that would be handled during the engineering process. The Eagle and the environmentalists have looked at the property as well. They've done their assessments, and they're actually ready to move forward, just pending your guys' approvals.
Okay, thank you. To the planner for her comments.
Thank you, Chairman. So with this site plan, there was some minor technical things that were not indicated on the site plan. Number one is the right-of-way on 26 Mile was not indicated. A landscape plan was not included. The sidewalks along 26 Mile were not included. So these are all kind of like major things that we would need to identify on the plan before we would proceed. Additionally, there is an area that is dash lined along Unit 1. Is that going to be a landscape easement? So that was not identified on the plan as well, if that's going to be a landscape easement. Right. Yeah, well, so we'll need to know that, because it's also then you're going to have to cover that area that's on the south side of the boulevard or the west side of the boulevard as well. Right. So there's some things on the site plan, technical items on the site plan that were missing, so I would feel more comfortable if this is postponed, so we can go through some of these items, and then we would just come back to the Planning Commission. The other issue is units 29 and 30 also have the driveways where they're abutting next to each other. We try to eliminate that relationship where you have driveways to driveways, because a lot of times what happens is people extend their driveways, and now you have a sea of concrete, which is not separated. So maybe if you can look to flip that driveway around so you don't have that relationship. So like I said, there's some minor items, but also some major items that I think we need, that deserve some more, a little bit investigation before we can proceed with this plan. The other thing is a landscape plan. Obviously you're going to need a street tree and maybe more for each parcel, and we'll have to include that with the submission on this plan as well. And then it would be up to the Planning Commission if they would also like to see floor plans and elevations for what you're proposing.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Mr. Turner.
Mr. Morrow, you're using lot averaging. How many of the lots do not hit the requirement of 14,400 square feet?
Number offhand, I don't know. The table on here.
While he's looking, Julie, shouldn't that be somewhere on here where it should be delineated out?
Yeah, they do have a table that's on there, but it's not identified as to how many lots are below that requirement. Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Casale.
Yes, to the planner on that same question, if there are a number of lots that are below the 14,400 square foot area requirement, is that allowed to have so many?
It is. They would fall under the lot averaging for the ordinance. That is allowed. 10% of the lots can be below if you use the lot averaging.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Oh, boy, let's see.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Turner.
I would move to postpone site plan 25-22 Simon Morrow, Shelby North LLC, part of vacant parcels located on the south side of 26 Mile Road, west of Shaner Road, Goiki Farm, preliminary site condos, 48 units. The site plan is tabled until a future meeting to give the applicant ample time to address the items raised here at the Planning Commission tonight.
Support.
Moved by Turner, support by Moore. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Loray?
Yes.
Commissioner Rapone?
Yes.
Commissioner Deschamps? Yes. Commissioner Long? Yes. Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Casale?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
See you all at another date. Planning Director's report.
I don't have anything, Chairman. Thank you.
Okay. Anything from the floor? Does anyone wish to address this body? Seeing none. Is there a final motion?
To adjourn.
Is there support?
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.